and gentlemen, tonight we bring you the Club All-Star Awards ceremony to celebrate a year that none of us will ever forget.
And the ball is thrown up and we're off and running on Linwood's Armagh TV in the first game of this unique 2020 season.
In normal times we would have had a celebratory night for all our award recipients, but tonight we get to bring the awards to an even wider audience to recognise our 15 Club All-Stars and the individual awards for both club and county players of the year.
And the Malin throws the ball up in the air and the ball is knocked down. Balik drive forward up the field.
Yeah, I think the national anthem and parade adds to it. You know, big players there will step up for that. They'll love hearing the national anthem and they'll be ready to go now.
He calls the ball, he gives it inside now. Can we get another ball? Cross Tang looks up, taps from the inside, and he has a goal!
At the start of 2020, just before the club season was due to commence, the pandemic hit and the country went into lockdown. None of us knew what lay ahead and whether or not we'd even have a football or hurling club season. But our clubs rose to the challenge, supporting rural and urban communities across the county, delivering food parcels and shopping, working with community pharmacies to deliver prescriptions to the most vulnerable and staying connected with our local people. The response was simply amazing and is something that people will never forget.
He's everything ready and the ball's in the air.
In late June our clubs got going again with additional safety measures including COVID questionnaires and managing spectator safety. And this must be commended for the volunteers, players, officials and spectators who respected the public health advice and the safe return of our games. With the condensed season, the knockout championship brought great excitement all around the county, and tonight we celebrate those individuals who gave us all something to look forward to during those very uncertain times. So sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the show. And we start with our All-Star team for 2020, kindly sponsored by Armagh Sports and Trophies. In goals we have Keelan Hendren from Mahary. Hendren's heroics in the Senior Championship final will be fondly remembered around Mahary for a long time as he pulled off 3 incredible saves to secure the title. Not only that, his kickouts were also impressive throughout the championship and were key to Mahary's season. The netminder conceded just 1 goal throughout the entire campaign, and that was a late penalty against Drummond T in round 1. At right corner back we have Tony Canning from Forkhill. One of the most impressive defenders in the whole championship, Tony was the go-to man marker in the Forkhill ranks. He was able to keep tabs on some of the division's most dangerous forwards and won several notable turnovers throughout the year. He performed gallantly at all 4 of his side's outings to help Forkhill get their hands on the Sean Quinn Cup. Wearing the number 3 jersey, Kieran Higgins from Mahary. Higgins was playing in a man-marking fullback role this season and helped the Mahary defence build a solid structure. He won his personal battles against some of the best players in the county and helped the Lochshore men keep 3 clean sheets. He went about his business quietly, but was an important component of Mahary's success story in 2020. Completing the full back line, and also from Mahary, we have Stephen Cusick. Cusick has been one of the most influential players in the Mahary squad for a few years now, and that was no different this year. His golden point in a matter of minutes put the Oaks to the sword and kick-started Mahary's demolition job in the second quarter. His best showing came in the final, however, when he inspired those around him with his constant driving forward and finished the game with a total of 3 points. At right half back, Brendan Haverin from Mahary. Like the rest of the Mahary players, 2020 will be a year to remember for Brendan, especially the county final. Wearing the number 5 jersey, he moved back into the full back line and put the shackles on an informed Cian McConville. Not only that, but his first half goal meant he outscored his man while setting Mahary up to win their second ever senior crown. At centre half from the St Paul's club we have Potter Nash. Nash was one of the best performers in the Intermediate Championship this season and was the main man on the St Paul's side. He constantly drove his men forward from his centre half back position and was an endless threat to the opposition. He always broke forward for scores and was a reliable free taker, with the result guaranteed every time he stood over a placed ball. Completing the half-back line, Jamie Brady from Clonagale. A real unsung hero of the Clonagale team, Brady was a consistent performer in the blue and white jersey this season. He was part of a strong defensive unit that didn't concede a goal throughout the entire championship. Brady saved his best championship for the big day as he excelled in the All-Lurgan Championship final. Wearing the number 8 jersey from Crossmaglen is Stephen Morris. Morris had another great year for Crossmaglen and his presence in the county final was sorely missed. He holds huge sway in the middle of the park and was in super form for Cross in all 3 of his championship outings. His aerial ability has been vital to the Rangers throughout the year and he led the show against Killeavy, winning several marks and scoring 3 points. Joining him at midfield was Oisin O'Neill from Crossmaglen. Undoubtedly one of the best footballers in the county, O'Neill was again unsung throughout the entire championship. Not only did he dominate the middle of the field, his attacking forages were a sight to behold and incredibly difficult for opponents to stop. He ended up the top scorer in the senior championship with 214 to his name and had another great year in the black and amber. The half-forward line begins with number 10, Niall Henderson of Clonagale. The link man of the Intermediate Championship winners, so much of what made Clonagale tick came through this man. Henderson shone in all 4 of his side's victories and always led the clansmen from the front, creating chances and chipping in with the odd score. His performance in the first half of the intermediate final was incredible, and many defences just couldn't cope with his play during the season. At centre-half forward, Stephen Campbell, Clonagale. There's not much to say about Stephen Campbell that hasn't already been said, as he was in fantastic form guiding his side to Championship glory this year. Scorer of 8 points and man of the match for the intermediate final, Soupy was the star of the show for the Clan. He also excelled in the win over Katie at the semi-final stage with 6 points, but it was his devastating run that set up Mel Patterson's goal that will always be remembered. Completing the half-forward line is another Stephen Forker from Mahary. Part of the Mahary side that defeated Crossmaglen in the final to claim their 2nd ever championship crown. Forker struck 2 points in the showpiece final while also setting up Ronan Latton's game-winning goal. His best performance came in the first half against Pearse Oaks, where he drove over 3 incredible points, all from 45 yards out. In the full forward line and wearing number 13 jersey, Brian Fox of Mahary. Brian has been a key performer in the Mahary ranks for some time now and continues to operate at a high level. He breaks forward at pace from deep, and his direct running style causes problem for each and every defence that he faces. He rattled the net in the county final and also raised a green flag in the first round against Drummond, ending the year with 2 goals and 5 points. At full forward, also from Mahary, Aidan Forker. Man of the match in the senior championship final, Forker was immense in getting Mahary over the line. He claimed the goal of the season with an unbelievable effort in that game and finished with 1-3 in the day. He ended the year as Mahary's top scorer with a goal and 10 points, and also had a crucial score to bring the game to extra time against Clonard. And completing our team from the Fork Hill Club wearing the 15 jersey is Cormac Toner. Man of the match in the championship final for a reason, Toner proved himself as one of the best attackers at this level. He was involved in all 4 of his side's goals in the championship, scoring 2 himself while playing the final pass for the others. His 2 goals came in the replay against Balik as he proved unmarkable and finished the game with 2-1 to his name. And that is our 2020 Team of the Year. We now come to the individual awards named and recognised by the County Committee. Our first award goes to the Volunteer of the Year, and this year's winner will certainly bring a smile to the faces of those who know him. And I speak of course of Sam McClatchy from Middletown. This year's Volunteer of the Year award goes to the gentle giant of the athletic grounds. Following his playing career, he continued to support the GAA community by dedicating many years to refereeing and then stewarding, not only within the athletic grounds and county, but right across the province and Croke Park. This man approaches the stewarding role with passion, ensuring everyone knows their technical area and all runs smoothly round the pit's perimeter. So the 2020 Volunteer of the Year award goes to Sam McClatchy. Our next award is the Underage Football Referee of the Year, and this year it goes to Stephen Murray from Wolfe Tones. A well-known, highly respected and popular choice as Underage Referee of the Year, the Wolfe Tones clubman has been officiating across the county with distinction through a long and distinguished career. An All-Ireland winner from his school days, this referee uses his experience, knowledge and good humour to control games in a calm and measured manner. And the Underage Football Referee of the Year goes to Stephen Murray. Our Hurling Referee of the Year this year goes to Ronan Hart. Taking charge of this year's Junior Hurling Championship final, the selection as Hurling Referee of the Year reflects his capacity to officiate at a very high standard, whether it's an underage game or an adult fixture. The Cahollan's clubman now holds medals for refereeing both Senior Hurling and Junior Hurling Championship finals, as well as underage finals, including the 2019 Minor County Final, and it's a very well-deserved honour. And our Hurling Referee of the Year goes to Ronan Hart. Our Football Referee of the Year goes to Kevin Falloon. The man in the middle took charge of this year's Showcase Senior Football Championship final and did an excellent job. He has gone from strength to strength within the county at provincial level and has now made the breakthrough to the national panel, getting appointments for the National Football League, and is well deserved. Representing Padre O'Dorning from Fork Hill, his approach to officiating means that players and supporters alike know they are in for a tough, entertaining but fair contest. Our 2020 football referee is Kevin Falloon. We managed to catch up with Kevin a little bit earlier. Congratulations, Kevin, on your award, one that's fully deserved.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, it's a great honour to get it. But it's not only an honour for me, it's an honour for the team around me, from linesmen, my umpires who give up a lot of free time, a lot of nights of the week to travel all around Armagh and all over the province with me. There's a lot of hard work that went into getting this award, and there's a lot of people who's put a lot of hard work in apart from me. It's not just an award for me, it's an award for a team. People
forget that when you get word that you have a match, you have to take charge of a match, they are the important men, they're the people that you rely on, and it's their decision that you trust during the match. So as you said, very, very important.
Yeah, trust's a big word. I can trust myself in making the decisions, but no referee can see everything that's going on, so you have to be aware and have trust in the team around you, i.e. your linesmen and your umpires. Umpires do get a lot of flack because people say they're not referees and they don't know the rules. They probably know the rules more than any referee because they're the ones that's watching more than anybody else and they see a lot more than anybody else. So umpires is a big thing, and it's good to have good umpires around you or you're going nowhere.
But when that team that you're talking about is going well, then everybody benefits from it. The players benefit, the spectators benefit, because play flows and you get a much better game.
You get a far better game, yes, and it's more entertainment game, and players get to know referees, they get to know the officials around the referee, and it probably leaves the players less uptight on what is going on, and to know what's going on more whenever they get to know the referee and the officials better.
If refereeing was easy, everybody would be doing it. What do you think makes a good referee?
I find refereeing pretty easy. It's all about being calm, reflecting on decisions you've made, not during the game, but reflecting on the decisions after the game. There's always a decision in every game you've made that you go home and you'll probably think about and say, should I have made a different decision? Was that the right decision? What way could I have dealt with that decision differently? or did I deal with it correctly on the day? It's all about learning from mistakes and taking on board what you're being told. We do get assessed a lot, especially within Armagh we get assessed a lot, and obviously the higher you go up you get assessed a lot. The assessments aren't there for negative comments. The assessors are there to progress you and help you, because once you're on that field, obviously you only have that split second to make that decision. So hopefully the next time you make that decision, it's a better decision.
And your fitness levels need to be very, very high. What are the fitness levels for a referee?
The fitness levels within Armagh are 16.4, I believe, and national level and provincial level is 16.8. It's a pretty high level of fitness you have to get to. There's a lot of hard work has to go into keeping fit. It's just not about turning up for a game on a Wednesday night and refereeing a game and walking home again. There's a lot of preparation goes into getting before that game comes up.
And what do you mean by 16.4 and 16.8?
It's like a bleep test type thing that used to happen, only it's a bit different now than it would have been back in the day. Premier League referees in England, I think, go to 17.2 or 17.4, and they're professional referees. So for an amateur to have to get to 16.8, it's you run 21 metres in and out, and that's one level. So you've 14, there's 8 sections in each level. So you've 14 that goes right to the 8, and then you've 15 and so on, right up to 16.8 where we have to get to, and beyond if you want to get to refereeing the massive games. The
old VO2 max test you used to talk about. Well, it's hard enough for a club to get a referee, but for a family to get 2 referees is not bad going. Is there much of a rivalry between you and Paul, is there?
No, there wouldn't be a rivalry. People would say sometimes we referee the same style of game. A lot of times maybe it's different. Is there a rivalry? Probably not. But we talk a lot about the decisions we make. Probably never. We are refereeing to keep the GAA going. We're not refereeing for any other reason. We're brought up, nothing else in our household around the dinner table was talked about, only GAA. We both quit playing. We started refereeing because if you go to a game, see me going underage games, stepped out and all the play and no referee, it's very disappointing if you go to a game and there's no referee turns up. You have 30 youngsters on a field and there's nobody there to referee them. It's very, very disappointing. That's why I referee. I referee for the enjoyment of seeing children, and men, women and children playing on the field and enjoying what they're doing, and if there's no referee they can't do that, unfortunately. So that is my main reason for refereeing, it's the enjoyment of it.
Well, you hit it on the head there, because you're the one group of people that the games can't exist without. What do you think should be done to try and increase the number of referees? People think refereeing is a poison chalice. To me, it's not, because, as I said, I really enjoy refereeing. I don't think it's something that can be pushed into a person. It has to be in you to referee. But what I would say is, in Armagh committees, the referee committees from the top down are always trying to help referees. Since I started refereeing in Armagh, the amount of phone calls I've got from committee members, the administrators, is second to none. The control they give you on the field, the organisation that they do to make sure everything is in place. There is no reason why I don't believe a young fella or girl should have any problems about refereeing in Armagh or beyond, because it's not something that's very daunting from my point of view. And I think once you get into it and you have a few games over you, you set your base up, it does become very enjoyable. Well, for one of the ones that keeps our games going, thanks very much. Thank you. Our handball of the year this year goes to Fiachra O'Doyle from St Killian's Whitecross. This 15-year-old had an excellent 2019, winning Ulster titles in One Wall Championship, 60x30 Championship and 60x30 Colleges, where he represented St Paul's Bestbrook, while also winning an excellent title in the 40x20 code. He started 2020 in similar fashion, claiming the Ulster 40x20 under 15 title, notably overcoming Tyrone's Owen McElhone in the final, who himself, only a few months previously, had picked up an All-Ireland field title. In the All-Ireland semi-final, Fiachra overcame the talented Bobby Doyle of Wexford to book his place in the All-Ireland final. The final versus Galway has been postponed owing to COVID restrictions and is due to be played when circumstances allow. Although action was limited in 2020, we are delighted to have a player who is currently training for an All-Ireland final, time and date to be confirmed. So congratulations to Fiachra O'Doyle on being selected as the County Handball of the Year 2020, and good luck in your quest for All Ireland glory. The Score Club of the Year this year goes to St Patrick's Cullyhanna. Consistently competing in Score na Nóg and Score Shinshire for many years now, this club is a huge representation each year at the early rounds. Their efforts have seen them claim several Ulster titles in Navalyak and an All-Ireland title in recent years. They are the only club representing Armagh in the upcoming Ulster finals of Score Shinshire, which will be held in the near future, and they're taking part in recitation. Their participation and success in Score na Nóg and Score Shinshire in 2020 earned them the honour of being Score Club of the Year. Congratulations to St Patrick's Cullyhanna, and thanks to Siobhan McCreesh for accepting the award on behalf of the club. We now come to the Individual Football of the Year awards, and we begin with the Junior Football of the Year. And the winner of the Junior Football of the Year this year goes to Tony Canning of Forkhill. One of the most impressive defenders in the whole championship, Tony was the go-to man marker in the Forkhill ranks. He was able to keep tabs on some of the division's most dangerous forwards and won several notable turnovers throughout the year. He performed gallantly at all four of his side's outings to help Forkhill get their hands on the Sean Quinn Cup. Our Intermediate Football of the Year is Stephen Campbell from Clonagale. There's not much to say about Stephen Campbell that hasn't already been said, as he was in fantastic form getting his side to championship glory this year. Scorer of 8 points and man of the match for the intermediate final, Soupy was the star of the show for the Clans. He also excelled in the win over Katie at the semi-final stage with 6 points, but it was his devastating run that set up Mel Patterson's goal that will always be remembered. Our Senior Footballer of the Year is Brian Fox from Mahary. Brian has been a key performer in the Mahary ranks for some time now and continues to operate at a high level. He breaks forward at pace from deep, and his direct running style causes problem for each and every defence that he faces. He rattled the net in the county final and also raised a green flag in the first round against Drummondtee, ending the year with 2 goals and 5 points. And we managed to speak to Brian just a little bit earlier. Brian, what does it mean for a player to be the proud owner of this award?
Well, it's probably I wasn't expecting it. If it was talking to me this time last year, I don't think I would have been setting that on my target list for the season. But it's unbelievable, to be honest. Playing with boys in our team, you know, you're sort of just happy to get in the 15. So to get into the 15 of the county and then to get this awards, it's humbling. Like.
This is another big year for Mahary. The first time they won the championship, Brian, you were sitting in the stand, so this would have been a different feeling altogether.
Yeah, no, I was across the way there in the terrace there, so I made sure I didn't want to stand near anybody I knew or anything. I didn't want to be seen, so that was a nervous day for a different reason, but I'm delighted I got to experience it on the pitch this year.
What did it mean for Mahary to win the championship for a second time?
I think after we had won it the first year and we'd sort of came back and sort of disappointed on the big day on the final, I think a lot of boys maybe let the head drop a bit. We'd been on a long road there for a while, and we maybe just felt that we hadn't achieved everything we wanted to get out of it, and it was sort of a couple of years there where we didn't push on enough, and then this year, you know, to get it through again, especially, you know, you beat Crossmaglen in the final, it probably just does mean that bit more, just to solidify, you know, this is a really great team, not just a great Mahary team, but it's a great footballing team. You know, there's a lot of great players there.
What do you put your success down to then?
I probably put it to the boys that went before me. You know, there's age groups there, you know, that have been pushing that since I was probably in school and looking up to them. You know, they've been playing, you know, James Lavery and Stephen Cusick and boys like that. They've been playing for years, and, you know, really leading the whole thing on, and I think that leadership throughout the whole panel is what sets us apart, you know.
And a great start for your new manager, Finn Moe.
Yeah, Finn's come in there and he's had a hard act to follow, I suppose, with Shane, another brilliant manager, and he sort of just continued on where we left off. He's really looked into the team and the personalities there, and tried his best to make it work for every player. And particularly with me, I don't think. I think I probably put a lot of this award down to Finn Moe. I think he's helped me get to another level with Mahary.
Well, goals win games, and you were certainly instrumental in finding the goals in important matches. So that's a bonus for yourself then.
Yeah, I definitely always like getting my name on the score sheet, as they say. And I'm maybe not a Stephen Falker or somebody that can swing points from the sideline or anything like that, but anything I can do, I'm happy if I come off the pitch and have been fouled 10 times and I score 10 points from the frees. But I've got a bit of a run going on the goals, so hopefully that'll keep up for a bit longer.
It was great going back to Mary with the Jerry Fagan Cup. Was it a disappointment that you couldn't continue that on into the Ulster club this year?
Yeah, I think probably on a personal level, even just having never played at that level the last time we won it, it would have been great to push on. Especially, I think we were getting into a real vein of form. I think we were sort of getting better and better with each game sort of last year, and especially with some of the other teams, went to school in Dungannon, you'd have been playing against a lot of guys there that you went to school with, and but you just have to do it again all over again maybe.
So now the job's to retain it.
That's it. No Mahary teams retained the championship yet.
Not yet. What will this do for all the young people around Mahary?
I think it's great. I definitely do. I know growing up, you're in Mahary and there's nothing really else. You've got the park and you've got the pitch, and you're playing football in one or the other. That's what you're doing. And if it's not football, it's nothing. It has to be football. And I think the community really rally around the football team, and it lifts all the players to see. The videos coming out around the match, to see this primary school, everybody gets so excited, and especially last year when there wasn't very much to get excited about, and it was maybe bad news around every corner, but I think for younger people, it's definitely set up there to say, it is what you make of it, and okay, it mightn't always be a team like this Mahary team, but it's just the camaraderie in that Mahary team and the community that we're so isolated there that it means a bit more, I think.
We now come to the hurling awards. And the first award is the Junior Hurler of the Year, which this year goes to Tiernan O'Hare from Craibhrua. Craibhrua were crowned junior champions in 2020, and this young man played a massive role in getting his side over the line. The Camden men saw Killavy in the junior final, and this player was on fire, scoring 1-7 on the day. The Craibhrua forward was the main attacking threat all season and was named man of the match for his brilliant final display. The junior club hurler, Tiernan O'Hare. Our next award is the Senior Hurler of the Year, and this goes to Nathan Curry from Nafena in Middletown. Once again, a leading figure in Middletown's championship charge that saw them retain their title for a second year in a row. His 5 points in the senior showpiece may have caught the eye, but his contribution was much more than that just appeared on the scoreboard. Picking up Man of the Match award in the Championship decider following his heroic display, the deserving Senior Club Hurler of the Year award goes to Nathan Curry from Middleton. Our County Hurler of the Year this year is the name I've just mentioned, Nathan Curry from Nafena. Armagh reached the Division 3A League final for the second year in succession last season, and the Player of the Year was key in getting the Orchard County to that stage. While the Nicky Rackett campaign didn't go Armagh's way, this man always stood tall and led by example. Captain of the side, championship top scorer and all-round leader, the County Hurler of the Year for 2020 is Nathan Curry. And we managed to catch up with Nathan earlier. Nathan, congratulations on your award. Not too many players pick up Senior Hurler of the Year as well as a County Hurler of the Year in the same year.
No, thanks very much, Jimmy. No, it was great to receive both of it, and something that I definitely wasn't expecting, but especially with the year that was in it.
Well, you obviously deserved it. You don't get these awards too easy, you know.
Well, I think a lot of credit would have to go to the players surrounding you at the same time. Everybody's sort of working off the same hymn sheet, really, and suppose the personal accolade is just something that goes along with the team effort and that. So, yeah, that's the way I would see it anyway.
Yeah. Middletown won the championship for the 16th time and the second year in a row, so everybody will be after you this year. Are you going for the three in a row?
Well, I think we wouldn't really pay too much heed into the likes of two in a row or three in a row or anything like that. I think when the new season comes around, we'll reset the clock again, and we'll take measure of where we're at. I think we really enjoyed the brand of hurling that we were playing last year. Sylvester and Conzo, the management team, and that really brought a different dimension to what we normally played with. So I suppose we're looking forward to maybe building on that and see how the season goes. But I don't think we'll get too bogged down in how many in a row you're going for. We'll reset the clock and we'll take the season as a new fresh start.
Well, we live in very strange times, as everybody is well aware of. How do you think that the players are finding it trying to adjust to this new normal?
It's tough, Jimmy. It's definitely tough. I think off the back of Christmas, you were coming into January time and you had a wee bit of January time players' mindsets were probably in a better position where you're doing your own gym work at home and maybe you're getting a chance to go out for a run and do runs and stuff with the hope of maybe getting out for the inter-county season starting in February. But I think once February came, it wasn't just, I think it was nearly the whole nation. Everybody just sort of lost a lot of hope and spirit, maybe. And I think there was maybe a wee bit of dip in mindsets there in February. But I think March, everybody sort of maybe picked up a wee bit again. Certainly the brighter evenings and the change in weather has maybe affected people's personality and their mindset. And hopefully with the announcement from the executive that with maybe games recommencing in early April time, it's certainly something that the players can now gauge with, a set time frame that they can work towards instead of that constant training in the background and not knowing when you're going to get back on the pitch really. But it's definitely tough. It's sometimes a lot of players maybe feel isolated. You're doing stuff by yourself and that, but it'll definitely be great to get back out training with your teammates, players, and stuff, and just to get back at it really, because that's what you play it for, the camaraderie and you're playing with your team players and that. So looking forward to get going again.
It certainly gave everybody a lift last year once competitions and games started coming again.
Oh, it definitely did. I think it took something to give a lift, and even for spectators, even for taking players aside, the spectators, the bit of enthusiasm and the joy that it took the spectators within the village and that, and definitely within other clubs and that, it gave something for spectators to look forward to. Maybe the odd game at the weekend or a hurling game on a Tuesday night, or be it a football game. It gives something to people to talk about other than COVID, really, and it just really shows how important the GAA is within the communities. It really is something to be proud of. So it definitely did give a positive sort of enlightenment into everybody's lifestyle last year, and things were pretty well run when it did open up last year. With the club season, you were concentrating on your club activity, and it gave you that full period with no side distractions, that you were fully concentrated on that league or championship or what it may be. And then with the county season off the back of that, again, you'd no distractions where you're maybe being tore between playing a club game on a Tuesday night and getting back in the field to play to train for your county team in the Wednesday night. I definitely think it was widely accepted by dual players and by players that are playing club and intercounty, the split season.
Well, that's about the only good thing did come out of COVID. But talking about the county, it must be great for the young players in Middletown to have players like yourselves on the county team to look up to.
Yeah, well, I suppose taking the county scenario at the minute, I think we're in sort of like a transparency time where there is a lot of youth coming through in Armagh, and it's trying to pull that players through while keeping the experience there within the squad as well. So I think the future is bright within Armagh hurling. There's quite a lot of young, capable players they will take time to adjust and get up to that standard, but you can definitely see that the talent is there within the clubs. So I know within the next number of seasons, I've no doubt Armagh is going to be. I think the main aim is maybe to get out of that division, get promoted into a higher division, and play a higher quality of hurling. And again, that'll pull more players towards the county setup. But it's just trying to get that right balance, of having your experience while pulling your youth through as well.
Well, there's nothing succeeds like success. A win at county level lifts everything, and the aim would be the Nicky record. Now, Armagh have a great record in the Nicky record. They were runners up 4 times, but they've won it twice.
I would probably disagree and say with a poor record in the Nicky record, and say that potentially we could have won definitely 3 out of those 4 finals. But no, we're always there and thereabouts, and unfortunately, this last number of times that we've gotten to that final hurdle for one reason or another, we haven't got over the line. So it's definitely an itch that a number of players would want to scratch and mark it off, and maybe move back up into the Christie Ring, because I think Armagh is well suited to the Christie Ring standard of hurling, and that's definitely where we were maybe 7 years ago. We were playing at that standard, and I think the ultimate goal would be, yes, winning a Nicky record championship and move that step up to the Christie Ring, and that's the standard that you want to be playing at.
Well, I'd agree with you about the Nicky record. I was down at those finals, the ones that you lost, and as you said yourself, they could easily have been won. So I'm not saying that very little will fix it, but there's no doubt about it that that's the target for the team and these young players that you talk about in the future.
Definitely so. I think we'll take the league first of all, and I think the league is quite important. It may be a good stepping stone for going into the championship. If you get a good league campaign under your belt, then we'll take that into the Nicky record. And even this year, the Nicky record is actually very competitive, where the winners of last year didn't actually get promoted up into the Christie Ring. They're still in the Nicky record. And then there's quite a lot of competition there this year. You see Tyrone hurling have sort of rejuvenated with a high-profile manager, Mickey McShane, coming in on the reins. So Tyrone's definitely going to step it up a gear as well. You've Donegal there, and you've Mayo, and you've even Sligo there as well, coming down from the Christie Ring. So there's potentially 6 teams there that are all thinking within their squad that they've got a real good chance of winning the Nicky record. But I think for ourselves, we'll take the league first of all, get a good campaign under our belts, and then we'll really set our target for going out to win the Nicky record championship.
Well, Nathan, I hope that this time next year you've got another County Hurler of the Year, a Senior County Hurler of the Year, and a Nicky record medal to go along with it. So thanks very much.
No problem, Jimmy. Thank you very much.
The County Football of the Year, an award decided by his fellow players, this year goes to Aidan Forger from Machar. One of the main driving forces behind Armagh capturing Division 1 status for the upcoming season, the County Football of the Year is fully deserving of this award. One of the first names on the team sheet, this man has displayed his quality for a number of years now, perfecting many different roles for both club and county. Last season he was awarded for his efforts with a PWC All-Star nomination. The 2020 County Footballer of the Year award goes to Aidan Forger of Machar, a proud recipient of the Art O'Hagan Trophy. And we managed to have a word with Aidan earlier. A big honour, Aidan, and deservedly so. County Player of the Year, voted by your own players. It doesn't come much better than that.
Yeah, probably a long time coming, to be honest. But yeah, I remember actually reading, I think it was from Rio Ferdinand or something, said about the biggest honour is being recognised by your peers. So yeah, it means a lot. The teams obviously we're very close now, having been together on this path for a number of years, and for them to sort of recognise me as having a good, decent year and performing, and yeah, it means a lot, to be honest. There's a long line of distinguished winners have gone before you. No pressure. No, but no. Listen, I've worked hard at my game. I think in the last couple of years, it's sort of I've started just becoming a little bit more stable in my performances, and stable in my probably temperament maybe a bit too. That's helped. But as I said, no, a great honour to be recognised by and sort of be among the, as you said, the named players that have gone before me. But we're very much looking into the future, like, too.
You were asked to perform many different roles during the year and did so magnificently. Was that a difficult thing to do?
I suppose, like, you sort of just have to bring your own strengths to whatever position you're going to be. Like I've said it before, like I'm very keen to be in the team all the time, and I'm happy to be wherever Kieran wants me to be, and do a job there. And as I say, I bring my strengths there, and I think I'm at an advantage in terms of, like, I played forward my whole life, and I know what I don't like as a forward, and so I try to be that defender for whoever I'm up against there. So I see it sort of as a positive, as an opportunity to sort of put one on the forward, and thankfully it was going quite well. But I think I can bring more to the role hopefully next year if I'm in there or whatever Kieran has in store for me. But no, I'm enjoying it.
Division 1 will be a big change, big teams in there, different challenges, hard times ahead, but good times.
Listen, that's where we wanted to be. Like, we sat down a number of years ago and wanted to bring Armagh back to the top table, and we're there now. Probably a bit slower than we would have liked, but you know, success isn't linear, and I'm not saying that we've been successful and we haven't been, but we're there, and we know we need to be in around those crop of teams to compete and learn, and you know, being with a chance of winning championships. So that's where our focus lies, and based on my conversations with the boys, you know, we haven't been together yet this year, but you know, there's a real appetite, and boys are pushing hard on their own, and listen, that's where we want to be, and that's why you play the game, and that's why you call yourself an elite athlete, because you want to put yourself against the best, and that's where we're going to find out where we are. So looking forward to it, looking forward to the learnings, looking forward to the work and the battles.
There's only 3 or 4 who have actually tasted Division 1 challenges before, so there'll be a lot of resting on your shoulders, because there's a lot of young players that have come in the meantime.
Yeah, well, I think it was 2011, was it, when the last time we were there. It was my first year on the panel, and I loved it. I had lots of great memories of going down to Tralee and playing Galway and teams that got out here, and that's what we want for hopefully fans coming back in soon. And yeah, you gain a lot of experience. I'm excited for the younger boys especially, but I'm excited too as a more experienced player that we're back there, and it's been a long time coming, but I think we've all have our own experiences, and we can all bring something to the table. It's not just a case of anybody who's played in Division 1 before. I think the game's changed massively from then even, so I don't think it's like for like as such. I think the game's evolved and changed somewhat in the last decade, so it's a new challenge for us all.
New voices on the sideline, Mr. Donaghy and
yeah.
Mr. Quillenalby Anderson.
Oh, listen, so excited. Like, we got the news probably when everyone else got the news on Twitter, but obviously Kieran and the rest of the management team have been working very hard to try and get a sort of freshness to, and I think that's important. And even to date, I've had a few conversations with Kieran Donaghy, and obviously I know Kieran McKeever very well, but the big thing that stands out for them from sort of chatting to them, maybe an odd Zoom call there, is their passion and their enthusiasm for coaching. I think that's massive. I think you can just really feel it. They've brought already. I can feel a bit of freshness, and I'm really looking forward to getting out on the pitch with them and working with them, because that's the impact they can make on me through over the phone or a video call. I'm excited to see what they can bring when we get them on the pitch. So, obviously their reputation goes before them. So, I'm delighted. Can't wait to get working with them, to be honest. I think everyone else is the same.
So, what's your hopes for the year then?
Get playing as soon as possible. Number one. it's difficult to sort of set goals and have ideas of where you want your body to be when you don't have a timeline. I think it's a matter of tipping away and keeping yourself injury free and getting back into it and leaving a wee bit in the tank where you can push hard when the time comes. We're going to have probably a 4-week lead-in time, so it's difficult on your own at times, but we've survived. I'm looking forward to getting back into that team setup. I've missed that a lot. You don't realise how important it is to you when you're training and running hard alongside other people. Listen, we want to compete minimum. We want to, depending on how the league's going to be set up, you know, we want to just win what's in front of us and win it, take it a game at a time. And listen, we probably hopefully have a bit of a chip on our shoulder based on the Donegal game, which was the last game that we played, and we felt we probably didn't do ourselves many favours in terms of that second quarter. So listen, we'll take it one at a time. We'll get into the first 4-week block and make sure we're physically ready and tactically ready to go and compete at that level.
So all you want is weather like this on a pitch like that?
It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Yeah. So yeah, we're coming into good weather now and the long evenings, and you know, usually you get the dark evenings and the hard runs and stuff like that. We didn't get any of that. We had it at home really. So we always looked forward to going to training when it was light and having no floodlights, and I can't wait to get back in. So a few days like that would be nice, and then Championship Day, wouldn't it?
Our last award is the Chairperson Award, an award selected by the county chairman. And this year's award goes to Linwood's Armagh TV, fronted and driven by Kevin Fox and Paul Hingley. The final award tonight is to acknowledge an outstanding service, not only to Armagh, but far beyond these shores. While 2020 was a year with several unexpected twists and turns, it was no surprise that Armagh towered above the rest by bringing games to the households of many. With restrictions on the number of spectators at games, never before has live streaming been so important. Covering over 40 live games to thousands of viewers across the world, Linwood's Armagh TV volunteers travelled the county showcasing club, league and all the championship action. Armagh TV was never more important, and the whole team certainly rose to the challenge, led by Paul Heaney and Kevin Fox. Paul is quite often the first man into the athletic grounds and the last one to leave. Such is his dedication to showing Armagh club games around the world. His partner in crime, Kevin, also works incredibly hard behind the scenes, and the two men deserve a lot of credit for their efforts, not only in 2020, but over the last several years. The 2020 Chairman Award deservedly goes to Linwood's Armagh TV. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the Armagh Club All-Star Awards for 2020. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope that this time next year we're all sitting in an hotel somewhere. But lastly, congratulations to all the award recipients tonight. Thank you.
The game is over!
We managed to catch up with Nathan earlier. What do you mean? Just want to see if you noticed that. And we managed to catch up with Nathan earlier. Now the morning, overlooking the Silent Valley. Alright.
I made sure it wasn't recording anything.
Timing was perfect.
There's the brother coming in.
The next 3 minutes will be sponsored by Club Orange.